That means I turn it on. There we go.
Mom, what's the glasses gonna be on?
You're gonna have to turn that sound off. Otherwise you're gonna get a loop.
Thank you. Gotta remember, turn that sound off. Turn the other sound off. Leave that sound off.
Okay. I think we're good.
10, 9, 8,
Okay, well, you guys gotta get up here.
6,
This is gonna be really
5,
confusing.
4,
John Jake, are you ready? You got the book?
Are we live?
Where's his book?
3,
And we can hear?
2,
Can I get
1.
you this
Yeah,
one?
we're alive.
Come on, Anna, you're singing a
I'm
song.
coming. I'm here.
I do this and you do the John Jacob?
No.
No.
Oh. We're trying something new and exciting today. And Jody and Hannah are gonna sing a song. Hannah's
Which
gonna
one
sing.
of us is which?
Hannah's gonna sing a song she learned when she was. How old were you?
Elementary school.
Elementary school. She learned. They sang this in the cafeteria when she was growing up.
We used to sing it at lunch.
And it's kind of got a really weird name to it.
Mm-hmm.
Craig Carl Ferguson.
What's your full name?
Hannah Grace Ferguson.
You should know this. You named her.
I hope so.
Okay.
She's doubly Grace. Jody Ann Ferguson.
Okay. So this is a song about a name and the
Very
importance
cool.
of names and all that, right?
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you to some of you who are especially trying to help us out learning whether we can Zoom some of this and Zoom live worship maybe for Sunday. So thank you for that. We will, after we log off, we'll say hi on there and maybe talk about doing that forward. So let's sing this song, right?
All right.
Well,
so it
the
starts,
name.
Yeah, it
Oh.
starts out with the name.
Okay.
So the name is John
John.
Jacob.
Jacob. I know John and I know Jacob.
Do you know Jingleheimer Schmidt?
Jingle bells.
Jingle.
Jingle.
Heimer.
Heimer.
Schmidt.
Schmidt.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Heimer.
Heimer.
Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Don't say it with an accent.
Okay. Jingleheimer Schmidt. Okay,
Yes.
that's a really long, confusing
Okay,
name.
so the full name is John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Wow, that's a long name. I'm glad my name's not that long.
Try it.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Good job.
I got it.
Okay, so this is a song about two John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidts.
What?
They have the same name.
Do you have the same name as somebody? Do you have the same name as anybody?
Well, I know a lot of Hannahs.
Okay.
But I don't know a lot of Hannah Grace Ferguson.
Okay. So there's two people have the name John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody say this together. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Okay, we're gonna
Ready?
sing about him.
Ready?
Yep.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
His name is my name too. Whenever I go out, the people always shout, "There goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt." Da, 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 da.
John
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, "There goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt." Da, 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 da.
Wait. Okay, so we're gonna sing it again now that you've kind of got the hang of that one. But this time, how quiet can we be?
I don't know.
That's hard. That's really
Can
hard.
we be as quiet as a mouse? Can you whisper really softly as we sing it? Okay, are you ready? And then after that, we're gonna sing it as loud as we can, but we gotta sing quiet
So we gotta
first.
zoom in wide.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, "There goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt." Da 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 da. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
His name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, "There goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt." Da 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 da. Woo!
Woo, that's a fun song.
It is a good song. Now you know how to do it loud and how to do it quiet.
And normal.
Oh, that's
Gotta do
normal.
normal, quiet, and loud.
Okay, you can be loud too.
Not as loud as you.
Okay, this is a day we're going to talk about names and special names and how we're all different and unique. And so I've got a book that is one of those special books. They're all special, but this is about a special little boy named Tom. And it's not Tom Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. It's Tom Thumb. He's a little guy. So we're gonna read this book today. Tom Thumb. Illustrations by Lucy Wallace. Cover by Sharon Kane. Okay. Once upon a time, in the days of King Arthur, Merlin the magician was making a long journey. He grew hungry and stopped at the cottage of an honest plowman to ask for food. Merlin could not help seeing that the plowman and his wife looked sad. He asked them the cause of their grief and learned that they were sad because they had no children. And me, said the woman sadly, if I had a son, although he were no bigger than my husband's thumb, I should be the happiest woman in the world. Now Merlin was much amused at the thought of a boy no bigger than a man's thumb. As soon as he reached Fairyland, he asked his friend, the Queen of the Fairies, to grant the wish of the plowman's wife. It was granted, and the plowman's wife had a son who was no bigger than his father's thumb. But he was strong and healthy, and his size did not trouble his mother. Look how little that little boy is. He's just about as big as his daddy's thumb. Maybe that's why he's named Tom Thumb. One summer morning, the Queen of the Fairies flew in at the window of the room where the wee baby lay. She touched his cheek lightly and gave him the name of Tom Thumb. She then ordered her fairy tailors to make Tom a wonderful outfit: a hat of an oak leaf, a shirt of a spider's web, a jacket of thistledown, trousers of apple rind, and shoes of tanned hide. Tom never was bigger than his father's thumb, but as he grew older, he became keen of wit and full of roguish tricks. One day, Tom's mother was beating up a batter pudding, and she put her little Tom in an eggshell to keep him out of harm's way. While she had her back turned, Tom crept out and climbed to the edge of the bowl. But his foot slipped and he fell into the batter. Oh no. His mother did not see him and stirred him into the pudding with the raisins. The batter was poured into a pot and set on the hearth to boil. Tom soon felt so hot that he began to kick and struggle. His mother, seeing the pudding jump up and down in the pot, thought it was bewitched. A tramp came by and she snatched the pot and gave it to him. As soon as Tom could get the batter out of his mouth, he began to shout. The tramp was so frightened that he flung the pudding away. It broke into pieces, and Tom, set free, went home to his mother. She wiped the dough from his face and his clothes, gave him a raisin for his supper, kissed him, and put him to bed. Another time, when Tom Thumb was in the fields with his father, he begged to be allowed to take home the horse and cart. His father laughed at the thought of little Tom driving a horse and asked him how he would hold the reins. "Oh," said Tom, "I will set in the horse's ear and call out which way he is to go." So the father placed Tom in the horse's ear, and off they started. Look, he's so small he fits right up there in the horse's ear. Tom's mother was much surprised to see the horse draw the cart up to the cottage door. She ran out and Tom called to her, "Mother, mother, take me down. I'm in the horse's ear." She gently lifted him down and gave him half a blackberry for his dinner. Tom's father made him a whip of barley straw that he might sometimes drive the cow. As he was driving the cow home one day, he fell into one of her deep tracks. Oops. A raven picked Tom up and carried him to the top of a giant's castle by the seaside. There he was dropped and found later by the giant. He looked Tom Thumb over to see if he was an ant. He opened his great mouth and tried to swallow him, but Tom danced so furiously in the red throat of the giant that he spit him out, and Tom fell into the sea. Wow, he's having some big adventures, isn't he? Before Tom had a chance to be frightened, a big fish swallowed him. Hungry, still the greedy fish also seized a fisherman's bait and was whisked up upon the land. That's kind of like Jonah and the whale. He got swallowed by a fish, didn't he? It was such a fine fish that the fisherman sent it as a present to the king, to King Arthur. When it was opened, Tom Thumb hopped out. The king was delighted and made Tom the court dwarf. He became a great favorite with the queen and the knights of the Round Table. One day, King Arthur asked Tom about his parents. Tom told him they were poor country folk. The king led him into the royal treasury and told him to help himself to all the money he could carry home to his father and mother. Tom picked out a tiny silver coin. With great difficulty, he got it on his back and set out for his father's. After 2 days and 2 nights, he reached home. His mother and father were happy to have him back and thanked him for the coin. One day, Tom became ill, and the queen of the fairies heard of it. She came in a squirrel chariot and took Tom back to fairyland. There he grew strong and well again. After a while, the fairy queen whistled for the wind to blow Tom Thumb back to Knight Arthur's court. The king was so pleased to see Tom Thumb again that he ordered him a new suit of clothes and made him a knight of the Round Table. For a horse, Tom had a scampering mouse, and for a sword, he wore at his side a tailor's needle. Look at him there. He's small, but he's riding a mouse, and he's got a needle for a sword. One bright day, as Tom was riding with the king and his knights, a big black cat jumped down from a wall and caught both Tom and the mouse. King Arthur and Lancelot, the bravest of the knights, rushed to Tom's aid and rescued him just in time. The king had a royal architect build a palace of gold, 9 inches high, and there Tom Thumb lived. When he wanted to go riding, he had a coach as big as an apple drawn by 6 glossy mice. And so Tom Thumb remained happily at the court of King Arthur for many, many years and did many, many good deeds. That's the story of Tom Thumb. Tom was pretty little, wasn't he? He was just a small little guy, and he had a special name. And we all have special names, don't we? We all have special gifts. Some of us are small or short. Some of us are have hair different colors or eyes different colors. We're all different and unique. And God made each of us that way so that we could be special and that God can love us just the way we are. Just like Tom was special and he got loved and treated pretty special by everybody that met him too, huh? So today, you've got a couple names to remember. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt and Tom Thumb. And then I also want you to say thank you to Mom and Dad for your special name too, because they gave you that name, and it's pretty special, isn't it? All right, God bless. You have a wonderful day. And for those of you on Zoom, I want you to stay on Zoom, and I'm going to open that up, and we're going to chat just a little bit there. This is a test run for worship this weekend. If it works, maybe we'll try this again on a special day, and I'll send that out in Facebook notice ahead of time for people. But this is just a last-minute trial. So God bless, and we will see you tomorrow at 10:30.